just one moment, because I can't see my, just one moment, guys.
I can record if you want.
Okay, yeah. Can you, Larissa, because I'm not seeing the icon to record. Can you record for me?
I think I need to ask permission. Please
let me check. Just one moment, guys. I'm going to record, Larissa. I'm going to record now. Okay, so I'm going to share again my screen. Just one moment. Yeah, now everything is seeing my screen. Yeah, it's working? Okay, that's amazing. So guys, before to start the simulation, okay, I would like just to reveal one slide about our last section about interview. Okay, so I would like to emphasize again with you guys. So when you are in an interview, your responsibility is not just answering questions. When you are in an interview, your responsibility is selling you. Okay, so you need to sell your product. In this case, is your skills, your career experience, your knowledge. When you sell yourself, you are positive. Okay, you try to influence the other people that is listening you. When you sell something, you need to know your client. So again, when you go to an interview, you need to know the job position and the company. Relate to the job position. It's very important to memorize all the requirements and responsibilities of the job. And related to the company, okay, for the event on March 17th and 18th, be prepared to discuss about the industry of skip the dishes, product, culture, values. Okay, so keep in your mind, you are in a selling process. So guys, start the simulation. So Larissa and I, we are from HR perspective. So we are gonna simulate, okay, a position. The name of the job is career consultant. This position is for VanHack, okay? And we are gonna hire somebody for a job in Winnipeg, Canada. So all the questions that I'm gonna ask to Larissa needs to be related to this job company, okay, is VanHack. Another point, when I ask a question to Larissa, she's gonna provide me an answer. And after that, I would like to invite somebody of this group to say an opinion, a feedback about Larissa's answer. After that, I'm going to say something about her answer. Okay, so practice your active listening. Okay, so Larissa, let's start. So Larissa, thank you so much for dedicate your time for our selection process. So my name is Julia. Larissa, my first question is, tell me about yourself.
Okay, so thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Larissa. I have a bachelor degree in psychology, and I am a career coach. I have more than 8 years of experience working with career counseling. I have a special relationship with tech talent because my husband is also a full stack developer, and I am very familiar with the startup environment because he used it to have a startup company, and I worked with him for more than 1 year in this startup. I have worked for big companies here in Brazil. I started my career in HR at Grupo IBMEC. That it is an important private university here in Brazil, in the career department, helping students to enter the job market or to get a job in their field. After that, I started to work for Cato, that it is the most relevant job portal here in Latin America, and is also a part of the SIC group, that it is the largest online employment holding in the world. My responsibility as a career supervisor was to develop, train, and help my team by sharing my senior broad knowledge in order to deliver the best career advice to our customers, along with resume reviews, cover letter reviews, and also training through a mock interview. Over these years, I have provided advice for more than 4,000 professionals from different levels and areas of practice, including IT professionals. And I have mentored from trainees to CEOs. I also have experience with recruitment and in conducting different kinds of training in person and online, always focusing in disseminating a high value content and to achieve the client's expectations.
Thank you, Larissa. Thank you so much. So, guys, I would like to invite somebody to say something about Larissa feedback. Please feel free to unmute your microphone and say something to Larissa.
Hi, can I say something?
Yes, Bruno.
Hi, Larissa.
Versosa.
How are you?
Hi.
Okay. What I would say is what Ilya told me the first time I did the interview. He said that I should do a more simplified version of about myself. You know, like I was talking about what I've done and everything else, and he said, okay, you don't need to talk about what you did at this time. I have to say what you have. So this is the tip I would say. I don't know. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you did a very good interview. I think I'm not the the guy to say it, but I'm just replying to something I heard. Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so guys, related to Larissa answer, okay? If you receive this question during the interview, tell me about yourself. Always imagine, okay? It's a broad question. It's a warm question. Usually you are starting the conversation with the candidate, but in this moment, the candidate needs to provide something related to his or her career. It's common in Brazil, in an interview, you say something personal about your life. In the Canadian market, you focus 100% your answer in your career, in your experience. So this is the first point that I would like to say. And Larissa was correct. She focused on the professional field, okay? I don't know if you noticed, but Larissa said something about her husband. But in this case, it's okay because her husband is a tech professional. He already had a startup, and this make a match with VanHack. So it is okay to say something personal because connects with the company and the job position. Mm-hmm. Another point that I would like to say about this question, tell me about yourself. Always imagine in 5 selling points. Okay, so as I told you, you were selling you. In this case, Larissa told us many selling points about her. Maybe she can sum up a little bit, but I really liked her answer. Why I liked her answer? Because she said to me, Julia, I am a career consultant. She made a match with the job that I have. I have 8 years of experience. She is mature. Okay, my husband is a tech professional. He had a startup, match with VanHack. During my career, maybe she could focus just in Cato and telling us a little bit more about her experience in Cato instead of say VanHack, but it's okay. She told us about some projects that she conducted. And in my opinion, Bruno and the other candidates, this is nice because I start to feel curious about Larissa project. Okay, so the next step, I start to ask more details about the project that Larissa conducted. So guys, what I wanna say is, when you need to answer this question, tell me about yourself. You have 1 minute, 1 minute and a half to say your speech. It's called elevator speech. Think in selling points, job title, years of experience, companies that you worked that match with skip the dishes, okay, business that you worked that matches with skip the dishes, and some big projects that you conducted. You don't need to give details about the project, but you need to open the conversation, okay? I need to feel interested about you. So let's move on to the next question. Larissa, I would like to ask you, why do you want to work for VanHack?
Okay, sure. I want to work for VanHack because VanHack works in the same field in which I have a great experience. So I believe that I can add value to the company.
Okay, so thank you, Larissa. Who would like to say something about Larissa answers? Who would like
It's
to
a little
try?
short, right?
Short but objective.
Okay.
I like it.
Who is talking? Marcelo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Marcelo.
So, Marcelo, what I would like to say, in my opinion, Larissa's answer was a little bit simple, okay? Because she said, Julia, I work in the same field, and I believe I can add the value to your company. All the candidates, they say that they are able to add the value in the company. So what is your difference between you and the other candidates? So guys, I always say that to the clients that I conduct mock interview. When you receive this kind of question, why do you want to work for Skip the Dishes, in this case, VanHack? You need to connect your answer with the company, and you need to say something about the job position. So, for example, Larissa could say, Julia, I believe that I have three main reasons that motivates me to apply for VanHack. One is because VanHack is a growing company and a startup, and I would like to work in a company more flat structure, that I have more power to take decision, express my opinion. And the second reason is because I have a lot of years of experience working as a career consultant. This is my passion, and I'm going to have the possibility to work with tech professionals, and this is so hot for a human resource professional. 45 seconds, this is my answer. It's not boring, it's objective and consistent. So provide reasons, okay, that it's not going to be cliche, generic answer that all candidates provide the same answer, the same reasons. Makes sense what I'm saying? It's okay, it's clear. If you have any question, you can interrupt me, okay? So, yes.
Julia,
Yes.
you also said in the other workshop we made, I participated, you need to make the interviewer and the company feel special, right?
Exactly. So with this question, you need to show, okay, that you have a connection with this company. You need to show engagement. You need to show that you have an opinion about this company. And this motivates you to apply for Skip the Dishes in your case, okay? So guys, let's move to the next question. And pay attention the questions that we are using, because I have like almost 100% sure they are going to ask you, tell me about yourself. Why do you want to work for Skip the Dishes? So the second question is quite a common. They are going to discuss with you guys about projects, okay? So Larissa, the third question that I have for you, what is the most challenging project you have ever worked on?
Okay, so at Cato, I had the challenge to always improve our services. I was the supervisor, so I had to make our service better every time that I can. And I wanted to make our mock interview service more modern and related to the job needs. So I had the task of implementing the video conference mode, and I had a very short budget to do that. That was very tricky. So my action was to talk and negotiate with service provider companies. And my biggest challenge was to find a cheap solution with the providers, and a solution that I could rely on and establish a business contract. So I choose to use Google Hangouts because we already had Google as a provider, so I didn't have to pay extra. And for the recording device, I went with two licenses of Camtasia. That it is a software that can record the screen and also edit the video. This was very nice for me because I could use the Camtasia software for other projects in my area. So it was a win-win situation there. As a result of my action was very positive because nowadays 95% of our mock interviews are made through conference call. The service looks more professional and the customer satisfaction rate stays in 100% a month after month. That's something that I'm very proud of. And with the rest of my budget, I get to create a motivational campaign to my employees, delivering prizes for the best results of the month. So this was very challenging for me, but I believe that I made a good job there.
Okay, so thank you, Larissa. Guys, what is your opinion about Larissa answer?
Hi. I think it was a very nice answer because she explained what the problem was, what she did to solve the problems, and what the results that she get doing these actions. So I think it was a very nice answer.
Okay, so thank you so much, Renato. Guys, I really liked Larissa's answer, and I'm gonna say why. First, because Larissa chose an example, a project that connects with VanHack. So Larissa said, Julia, the project that I chose is related mock interview, is one of the role that probably this position is going to require. Okay, so the first match, it was clear the context of Larissa example. After that, she gave me some actions, some responsibilities, and in the end, she gave the results, the impact of her job. I don't know if you remember, but at last section on Tuesday, I mentioned about a methodology, CAR. So contest, action, result. So always establish in your mind when you say something, when you discuss about a project, use this methodology, contest, action, result. Another point that I liked Larissa's answer, she used the pronoun I. And she didn't show that she's arrogant, okay? And this is a challenge for us in Brazil because usually we use the pronoun we all the time. But when you are in an interview, try to mix the pronoun I and we if it's possible, because I need to understand your role, your responsibility. Of course, that I know that you work in a team, and sometimes you can mention in your team in your speech, but you need to emphasize you because I am interviewing you. Okay, and this specific question is related to your project. If I want to know if you have a team player skill and I am in doubt about you, I'm going to make some questions to search to guarantee if you have this skill or not. Okay, so thank you, Larissa. Let's move to the next question. So Larissa, what is your biggest weakness? Okay, and after that, I would like to know your biggest strength.
Sure. So my biggest weakness is that I don't like to be in conflict with anyone. So it is hard for me to say no to people. However, to overcome this problem, I developed a plan in order to assure that I will attend the deadlines and not assume other tasks that are not related to my activities. So what I do is I agree with my boss what are the priorities so we can match our expectations, and I also have a clear focus of my main objective, and I exercise the word no whenever I can't do something that it is not a priority for me and will interfere in my work plans. By doing that, Nowadays, it is easier for me to fulfill my obligations and to deliver a quality job. Talking about my strength, I think that my biggest strength it is adaptability. All of my life, I wanted to be a successful person, and as my career go, I saw that the road to success it is not a straight line. I saw that sometimes things don't go the way I expected, and I need to be prepared for that. Knowing how to handle this with less stress is for me the key to continuous growth. For example, in the last year of my graduation, when all of my classmates were leaving their jobs to focus on the internships and the conclusion projects, I started to work in another city, 100 kilometers away from my university. I was no longer working part time as a psychology intern, and I had a full time job as a career consultant. So this was very challenging for me. And I get to do a good job adapting myself to this new scenario. And another example was to adapt myself at Cato to work with the public relations demands because was a new thing for me. And just to share an example, was like to give interviews and to talk to newspapers, job portals, job news portals, and other types of vehicles of communication. But the company needed a spokesperson to do this job, and I was up to it because I really like to do a good job, and I managed to adapt myself to attend this new demand. So I think that adaptability is my biggest strength.
Okay, so thank you, Larissa. Who would like to say something about Larissa answers?
Yeah, I would like to say, hi, Larissa.
Yes, Angelo, you can go.
Sorry. First of all, great answer. I think it's a good answer, but I think it's a little bit longer. You know, talk about our weakness is very complicated because we don't want to talk about our weakness. From my opinion, I believe that we must resume much as possible this answer, because when you expose ourselves too much, we can complicate it to ourselves. The situation, no, it will be replacing a way to our for interviewer to ask more and more questions. It's not good for us. I believe we have to really simplify the answer maximum as possible and make it clear that you overcome this weakness, of course, as you did, but always make this a little bit short. You know, that's my opinion.
Nice, Angelo. Thank you so much for your opinion. Okay, so guys, related to this question, what is your biggest weakness and strength? Guys, please, if it's possible, everybody put on mute if it's possible. Yeah, thank you so much. So guys, related to this question, just one thing that I would like to say, the first step. Okay, so always, more than say that you have something, you have any skill, you have a weakness, you have a strength, especially a strength, you need to demonstrate that you have this skill. Okay, so this is the first tip that I would like to say. Angelo, I agree with you. Maybe Larissa could be a little bit shorter, okay, with her answer. But there is a point. When we talk about a weakness, we need to think something that doesn't interfere in the job position. So this is the second tip that I have. Okay, so always you need to be concrete, give examples. Second, if you choose a weakness, you need to choose something that doesn't interfere the job. After that, when you discuss a weakness, you need to say your weakness very quickly, and after that, explain how you are going to overcome this weakness. So you move the sentence to the positive part, and you don't invest time saying the negative things about you. Okay, Larissa tried to do that, but I agree with you. Maybe she gave a little bit more details than it was necessary to say. Okay, but I really like it because she was concrete. She said her weakness, manage conflict, and after that she explained how she overcome. When you say your strength, again, you need to say something nice about you, powerful, something that you, during your life, you received positive feedbacks, but also say concrete. Okay, so when Larissa talked about her adaptability, she gave us some examples that demonstrate this skill. And adaptability, guys, is a nice skill, okay? It's a soft skill, but it's so nice because with technology, the environment changes so quickly, okay? When you work in a big company or in a startup, you need to be able to be adaptable. When you think about Skip the Dishes and reading the company, they are goal-oriented, hard worker, team player. Okay, so try to think some qualities that you have, okay, that you already received feedback and that is connected, if it's possible, with Skip the Dishes environment. Another thing that I would like to say is I really liked the body language of Larissa. I don't know if you pay attention, but when she said about her strength, she smiled a little bit. So give me an impression that, okay, I am able to trust what you are saying. So always pay attention in your body language, okay? The next question that I'm gonna ask to Larissa is, tell me a situation you demonstrated to be a team player, okay? This question you can also receive during the Skip the Dishes interview. So Larissa.
Yes, I am a team player, and in my last work experience as a supervisor, I worked with a group of supervisors composed by 12 professionals, and they all needed help on how to improve the telemarketing calls because they wanted to make the calls more consultative. So I helped every one of them, proving that I am a team player.
Okay, so what is your opinion about Larissa's answer? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly, Rogério. So Larissa's answer was too generic, you know, and short because she said she was a leader. So when you are a leader, one of your role is to be supportive for your team. You are paid for that. So the example that she gave us, it's a little bit weak and generic. She needs to be more assertive. Okay, tell a more powerful example that demonstrated that she was a team player. And related to this question, what I would like to highlight is if during the interview somebody asks you questions related to soft skills, always try to align a technical project together. Okay, so for example, if you say, Julia, yes, I consider myself a team player. Also, last week in my current company, I was coordinating this project with React, and we had a problem, and I need to give support to one member. So always try to mention something technical together with the soft skills. Okay, so the next question, we have two last questions for Larissa. So Larissa, why do you want to move to Winnipeg, Canada? Because now you are in Brazil, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yes, I really want to move to Winnipeg because this is always have been my dream. I always wanted to live abroad and build a life with my husband in Canada. And just to be honest, Brazil current situation is not good. We have a bad situation about the politicians, and it is a very dangerous place. I want to move to Canada as soon as possible, and I am pretty sure that VanHack, it is my golden ticket.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so who would like to say something about Larissa's answer?
She's in a run, right?
Yeah, Pablo, give me your opinion about Larissa, but you are correct. Larissa didn't give us a good answer.
Yeah, I'd like to ask something to her. Larissa, what are you running from? Because you're very faithful.
Yes. I try to pass this image.
So
I believe it's not very good to share something like that.
Yes, you are correct, Pablo. So, guys, if during the interview you receive this question, why do you want to move to Canada? Why do you want to move to Winnipeg, Saskatchewan? Okay, don't say bad things about Brazil. When you are selling, focus in positive messages, okay? This is the first step about this question. And if it's possible, connect your career with the city that you are going to move. Okay, and after that, if you can, if you want, you can say something personal. So the best answer for this question, it would be, Julia, I have some reasons that motivates me to move to Winnipeg. So the first one is related to my career. Okay, I believe that moving to Winnipeg, Canada, I'm going to have more opportunities to increase my knowledge and my career. And also so you can say my career, my knowledge, because Canada, especially Skip the Dishes, can give me the possibility to face different and more modern technologies. Okay, if you want to discuss something, you can. And after that, you move to your personal reasons. If you want to say, Julia, and the second reason that I have is related to my personal life. So I believe that Canada is offer a stable economy. Okay, is a diverse country. I know that Canada and Winnipeg, we have a Brazilian community, so I'm gonna feel comfortable. Another point, Canada is a diverse country, and the government offer a lot of incentives to tech talents to establish a long life, a long-term relationship with the country. Okay, so, but always connect with your career because you are in a professional relation in an interview, and add something about your personal life. There is no problem. But don't say bad things about Brazil, okay? Another point that I would like to say, I think that I mentioned in the last section, if you receive this question, why do you want to work for Skip the Dishes? Don't say that you want to work for Skip the Dishes because you want to move to Canada. Okay, guys, connect your answer with the company and with the job position. So the last question, and after that, I'm going to open for questions, okay, and doubts. So, Larissa, why do you want to leave your current company?
Okay, right now, I see that I reached the highest point of my career at the company. I know that for me to continue to grow in my professional journey, I need to be in contact with IT, and I didn't have this opportunity there at Cato. I don't have this opportunity. The hottest market for HR professionals, it is to be a IT specialist recruiter, and I know that this job at VanHack will help me to achieve that because I will be in touch with several IT areas, and I will have the chance to talk to different professionals and to get to know their careers. In addition to that, I'm ready for my next step, that it is to start an international career. And I also want to embrace new challenges, to share my knowledge with a great team like VanHack Success Team. And I believe in a world that has no borders, and I really like to work in a team. So I really value teamwork, and I know that VanHack, one of the VanHack values, it is we hack together, and this comes very close to my heart because this is something that I really believe, and this makes a real sense for me in my career right now.
Okay,
this matches my career aspirations.
Okay, thank you so much. So who would like to say something to Larissa about Larissa's answers? Somebody would like to say something? What is your opinion about Larissa?
I like it.
Yeah, say something.
Yeah, because she said that about her career and how she sees this. She sees moving to Canada as a step up in her career. So I guess that's a good motivation for her as well as for the company who is hiring.
So guys, if you receive this question, why do you want to leave your current company? Okay, again, always be positive about your current company. You don't need to say bad things about your company. You can omit. You remember the last section, okay, you can't lie, but you can omit if the interviewer doesn't ask you. So you don't need to focus on your current job, but always try to connect your expectations with this job position that you applied, with this company that you applied. Okay, so the best answer that you can provide for this question is say your motivations, say that your motivations is connected with the job and the company that you are applying. Okay, and I'm totally sure, guys, probably this kind of question you are going to receive during the event. Okay, guys, before to give a space to discuss with you, I just would like to highlight that this week, let me show the next slide, just one moment. This week, we cover 3 sections. Okay, so on Monday, Fred talked to us about skip the dishes. Tuesday, we have job interview preparation, interview simulation today, all videos. They were on Slack channel, Skip interview Slack channel. The video today, I'm going to publish there. And next week, okay, we are going to, I already sent some invites for you. So if you didn't receive, you can send a message to me, okay? But next week, we are gonna have some sections. So on Monday, we are gonna dedicate just for Java professionals, okay? Tuesday, React and mobile developer. Wednesday, cloud DevOps. Thursday, I need to send this invite. Okay, I didn't send yet. I sent the 3 first. So on Thursday, Canadian culture. And Friday, we are going to have an event, a workshop with Ilya. So he's going to give you the instructions about the event, and he's going to be open to talk about some questions and answers. Okay, so now I'm going to stop my my slides, my PowerPoint, and I would like to talk to you. We have like 20 minutes. So if you have any question about interview, okay, you can ask to me and Larissa now. So who would like to say something?
Can I make a question, please?
Felipe Molina? Yes.
I have a question about the weaknesses. The question about what are your weaknesses? Can you give us examples about things not to say at all when this question hits us?
Wow. Felipe, my first consideration, okay, when you discuss about weakness and strengths, you can say something technical or soft skills, okay? So related to technical, don't say something that is a requirement of the job. So this is the first suggestion.
Yeah,
okay?
Sure.
And another thing is, don't say something that shows that you are a disrespectful person, dishonest. You know what I'm saying? So when I feel irritated, I lose my patience and I start to say bad words, loud, you know, scream, something like that. Okay, but always imagine what is important to connect you with the job and the company.
Okay.
Also, never say that you like to do the things Brazilian way.
Yes.
Fernando Lordão, I think that you would like to say something.
Yes. Thank you for giving me some time. In my case, I'm not. If I would be selected, I'm not going to leave my current company because I'm a public servant, I civil servant here in Brazil, and I want to take a license. I don't say if they say like this. It's a license of 3 years to for personal interest, and I can come back to my place if my family doesn't get accustomed with Canada. And do you think I should say this in this kind of question or no?
No, Fernando. If I was you, I wouldn't say, because the impression that you give me is, okay, I'm going to stay with you 3 years, and after that, probably I'm going back to Brazil.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say that. I would omit this information.
Okay.
So, Julia.
Yes?
Hi, Julia.
Who would like to say something? Bruno?
Hi, me.
Yes.
Can we have more interviews again? I don't know, private interviews later, or
mock
this
interviews?
is the last one? Mock interview, yeah.
Yeah, guys, our agenda is almost full. Okay, we all the time we try to manage our agenda and make available for you. Probably next week I'm gonna try to open some space and invite some people from our team to help you, but it's not a guarantee. But what I would like to say today for you guys is, when you book a section with us, try to respect your time. For example, this week 3 people cancel a section with me, and this is too sad, because you use a chair of somebody, So, Bruno, we are trying to do our best. Okay, so I'm gonna try to open more space, more spots for next week.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hey, Julia, I have a question. Douglas talking.
Okay, Douglas.
I was thinking about the weakness. So it's a good idea to speak that my weakness is the English or not?
Yes, you can say that is in English. Maybe it can be a challenge for you. Okay, but it's Lucas, your name? Sorry, I forgot. Douglas. Sorry. So Douglas, how many years of experience do you have?
Almost 10.
Okay, so during 10 years, probably you received negative feedbacks. Okay,
yeah,
so
English. Another thing about the Java position probably is about the back end. I think tell something about the the front end, that it's my weakness. I have no experience. I have no experience with the front end at all.
Yes, but Douglas, if I was you, because when you receive this question, weakness and strengths, usually our focus is to understand your weakness and strengths in your role as a professional. You know what I'm saying? So if I was you, I would try, for example, guys, I had some weeks ago, I was talking with a candidate from VanHack, and I asked to him, tell me your strength, your weakness, sorry. And he said to me, Julia, as I told you, I am 1 year as a leader, and for me, it's hard to delegate. So this is, in my current role, this is one of my weakness, but I am trying to overcome in this and that way. Okay, so always try to say something that is related.
Because like the position is probably to a back-end developer, and I had imagined that say something about the front end, it will be
is not going to interfere you. This is your point.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's that.
Hi, Julia.
Yes, Bruno.
It's me again. I heard something about Max Geringer. Probably you know him.
Yes.
He said that when people ask about what are your great weakness, what are your weakness, you have to say something that has no influence with the job.
Exactly.
You said that, right?
Yeah, it doesn't interfere.
If I say like, I spend a lot of money, things that have absolutely no sense with that's a bad answer, you think, or
Yeah,
not?
exactly. Because if you didn't answer me, okay, the question, I'm gonna say, wow, he doesn't have focus in what I'm saying. He's not listening to me well. And another thing, if you don't understand my question, I'm gonna say, Bruno, my question is, tell me a negative feedback that you receive about your job. What is your weakness? Something that during your career you received feedbacks. I'm gonna try to explore more with you, you know?
Okay.
Hi.
If you are not direct to the point. Who is saying something?
Hi.
Angelo?
Yeah, I would like to say something.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Another way that you can answer this question is telling something that for you personal would be considered a weakness, but not for the company, you know? I really work a lot in the evening or something like this, you know? For you, it's a weakness, but not for the company. What I mean is transform your weakness in a strength point for the company and get him or her, or I don't know, the interviewer, more compliant to hire you, you know?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yes.
Can I say something? About this question, about the weakness, I think that we cannot be completely off your position or the company, but I think that you should choose something that is little relevant to your job, something that some problem or some weakness that you have that will not impact a lot your job, will not impact the vision that the company can see or can imagine about you, and something that you can correct without any impact, and you can improve it. And it's important to say that it is something that I want to improve and I am looking for improve it, but until this moment I have not a lot of opportunity to improve it, because the environment that I work and will not put it in practice every day, every time, and then I believe that depends how is the environment that we can work together. I can improve it if necessary.
Who is saying that?
Who?
Yeah. What is your name? Sorry.
Marcelo.
Oh, Marcelo, thank you. Thank you for your comments. Marcelo, my suggestion is, you know, usually when the candidates receive this question, weakness, they feel insecure. Don't show this impression, and don't give the impression. I'm gonna say in Portuguese, okay? There is an expression, somebody love. Do you heard this expression, somebody love? You know, because I am an interviewer. I know, you know, that you are trying to do a somebody love with me. So guys, I'm gonna, just about weakness, I'm gonna give my last consideration, okay? And I'm gonna give you my personal example. So I work for VanHack during 2 years, okay? I'm not so active on Slack. If you see my life, for example, on Facebook, I'm not so active. I don't like, it's not so excited for me to chat all the time. My pleasure in VanHack is to conduct mock interviews, is to talk face to my client. So I deliver my results, but it's something that I need to improve. To be more active on Slack is something related to my job. So I'm gonna be honest. During an interview, that is something that I need to improve, is my weakness in my current job. Okay, but it doesn't interfere to be a really good career consultant. Okay, I am honest with you. I shared a feedback that I received, but it doesn't interfere the quality that the job that I deliver. Usually, if you send a message to me Slack in private, I answer. But when I am in a big chat, I am more shy person. Okay? So be honest, but say something that doesn't interfere. And feel confident you have weakness. Okay, and as an HR, as a professional, I know that. So guys, we have more 6 minutes. So do you have any other question to
Hi,
ask
Julia.
me?
Hey, I have one too. May I ask you?
Thank you.
Thank you, Marcelo.
Well, Julia, let me say something. I already had some bad feedbacks about punctuality, right? So this is a problem sometimes that I have to work with my punctuality. And for some companies, this is not a problem because they have some flexibility with the office hours and something like that. So, but in your opinion, saying this may be a bad thing to say in a job interview for skip the dishes?
Yes, maybe, Igor, because when you say punctuality, okay, you give me the impression it's not just the time that you enter in the company, but if, for example, if I book a meeting with you, you are not going to arrive on time. Okay, so take care with the example that you are going to give. Okay?
I wasn't thinking about using this, but it was just a curiosity about it.
Yeah. You are correct. You know, guys, we are in a safe room, so we are discussing. So trust in me to give me to bring your example. So thank you so much, Igor.
Hi, Julia.
Hey, Julia.
Yes.
Julia.
Thank you.
Who would you like to say?
Me.
A lot of people.
Spencer.
Yeah. Okay. Hi there. How are you doing? Can you give me an example on how could I answer a question like that? What can you do for the company, or how can you help to improve the company?
So, Spencer, related to this question, you need to be very concrete, okay? You can say that you match with this job, you can have many skills that can increase the quality of the technology, of the product. Don't be generic, try to be very specific. So, for example, you can say, Julia, I have more than 8 years of experience working with Java. I believe that my experience in this company in Brazil, and you can mention the business that you worked, can bring this and that value to Skip the Dishes. In Brazil, I worked for a company very diverse in terms of people from different countries. So I believe that this match with Skip the Dishes culture. Okay, so you can bring, for example, suppose that you are a leader, a technical leader in Brazil. Now you can say, in Brazil, I am a technical leader, so I believe that I have this skill to develop and share knowledge with team. Independent the position that I have, you know, if you are a leader or if you are a developer, you can bring this value to Skip the Dishes, but be concrete with the examples that you are going to use. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Spencer, this is a nice example that you gave me, because usually we ask to the candidates what kind of value you can bring to me, because job is a fair relation. You give me something, I give you training, money, benefits, nice environment to work. So guys, you need to know what value you can bring to me.
Yeah, for
okay?
sure.
It needs to be very clear in your mind. Okay.
Okay, many thanks.
Thank you. Everton?
Julia,
Yes.
can I ask one thing? I was thinking about the question, the final question. For example, do you have any questions for us? I was thinking something to ask to them, but can you and Larissa give us an example about it?
Questions that you can ask to the company?
Yes.
Okay, Larissa, do you have any example to provide to Everton? Jonathan, do you have one question? Okay, so Larissa, let's, Jonathan, you can open your microphone and help Everton.
Because I'm on the shopping mall and it's quite noisy here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, we can hear you. So what kind of question you suggest to ask to Skip the Dishes?
I really like to attend to meetings, tech meetings, coding dojo, hackathon, this kind of things. And I think that it is interesting in this kind of interview, ask for the interviewer if in this company we have this kind of meeting for the developers inside the company, like hackathons or a time to train or test different language or different technology. This kind of proof of concept. This is one of the questions that
if the company has an environment that people can hack together, improve their knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay. Jonathan, you can use this question. Okay. It's appropriate. But as I mentioned, you need to check if this question is part of your strategy. Okay, so for example, Everton, as I mentioned, Larissa, after that, she can give you some examples. But as I mentioned in the last section, if I was you, I would focus questions related to the job position, especially the job position. Okay, after that, when you go to the final, you can make more broad questions about the company. But if I was you, I would ask, could you explain me a little bit more about the job position, the project? What is the main project, main goals that this professional is going to be responsible for? What kind of interaction we are going to have with the strategy of the company? So how can my job can add the value to skip the dishes strategy? Another question that you can ask to the interviewer. I don't know if it's possible to say me, but I know that skip the dishes is growing so fast. So what is skip the dishes expectations for the next years? What kind of improvement, technical improvement? Larissa, I'm giving a lot of questions now. Sorry, but Everton, you can ask what kind of improvements Skip the Dishes is thinking to provide in the app. Okay, so if I was you, I would focus in questions related to the job, technologies, products, okay, in the first moment. Because this kind of question helps you to navigate better in the questions that you are going to receive, okay, about the position. After that, in the final, I would make some questions related to the culture of the company, some values,
Oh, okay, got it. Thank you so much.
Julia, can I help?
Who is talking?
Me.
Oh, Vitor. Yes. I didn't know that you were in my section.
Yeah,
Pleasure to be here.
Okay. One good tip Julia told me once is about some question that can help you in the following questions. And probably in the following section, you will have a code interview or some more technical. So if you can bring to some tip from the next step in the question, like how about the architecture? How about the technology you are running? You are trying to use to connect this to that, or you are using to solve this problem. It's very common in our area, our business. Something like that can prove that you are that you know what you are talking to, and something that can help you in the future questions.
That's nice. Thank you, Vitor. And Everton, Vitor gave me an insight, usually when you are in an interview, they give you some problem solving. So try to discover, for example, you can ask, Julia, relate to this job position, what is the technical challenge, okay, that usually a guy that works in this position needs to solve day by day? Okay, so probably they are going to give you some problem solving, and you have some insights to prepare your answer. Okay, guys.
It's okay if I ask something that I already know, just to try to warm up or something about it. It's okay or no?
Yeah, it's okay, Everton. But if I was you, I would use this time more in a strategic way, So, for example, if you know the answer, but you would like to certify if your line of thinking is correct, it's a nice way, to clarify. Okay, I would use this time in a strategic way. Guys, we passed 4 minutes. Okay, so I would like to know the last question. Okay, so somebody would like to ask the last question.
Yeah, I have a very important one, at least for me.
Okay, who is talking?
It's Paulo.
Paulo.
I'm pretty confident on the interview because I had the best teacher ever, which was Larissa when we worked together at Cato. But there is something that I have some advantage, but I need to know how to use it. When they ask me why I want to move to Winnipeg, I need a way to answer that. And it's true. I have a friend that lived there, and this guy is just a developer on the dishes. And how can I say that without sounding like, oh, he's just using his friend for that or something like that?
Okay, you mean, Larissa, if you want to help Paulo, you can as well, okay? But Paulo, just to clarify your question, if you receive your answer, if you receive this question, why do you want to move to Winnipeg? Your concern is to connect your answer with your friend, correct?
Yeah, because it's true. One of the main reasons I really, really want to move to Winnipeg, it's because Larissa know my story, but I moved from different states in Brazil all the time, and it's amazing to have a friend on the new place that you go. You never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. So this friend is one of the big reasons that I want to live in Winnipeg. But this friend also works for Skip the Dishes, and I wanna know how to say that without sounding that I'm just using the fact that my friend worked at Skip the Dishes to sound like I want to go to Winnipeg or something like that. You know, don't sound like
Okay, Paulo, in my opinion, there is no problem to mention, okay? So when you say that, my impression, when you mention Julia, one of the reasons that I would like to move to Winnipeg is because I have a personal relation in the city. One of my friends that work in Skip the Dishes live in Winnipeg, and we talked about the city, and he gave me some great feedbacks. There is no problem, okay? Another point that if you mention that you have a friend at Skip the Dishes, it's so nice to say that because it looks like that you already talked with your friend and your friend shared with you the reality of the company, okay?
You have a bond.
Yeah, that's the thing. I know it's a good thing. It's just like how to use that good thing.
Yeah, but you know, the way that you explain me, that's fine. So you can say, Julia, I have this career motivation, but also I have some personal motivations. One of them is because I have a friend that work with you in Skip the Dishes, and he shared with me some positive feedbacks about Winnipeg. Okay.
Perfect. Thank
Okay.
you.
So thank you, Paulo.
Thank you for everything. Bye-bye.
Larissa, am I correct with Paulo?
Yes, for sure. There is no problem at all.
Just a point is I wouldn't mention that I lived in many places in Brazil. It sounds to me that you are an adventurer, and maybe it's just another point, another spot.
Oh yeah,
to be.
You're right. I want to mention that on the interview. I'm more like explaining to Julia why it's pretty important for me because I moved to a place.
Because it's the opposite that you will have a bond in Skip the Dishes. When you mention that you have a bond, it's I want to create a long-term relationship with the city, not a quick relationship.
But Paulo, just one curiosity. You moved to different cities because it was motivated by Cato?
No, I lived 4 years I born in São Paulo. I lived 4 years in Rio Grande do Sul for work. Then I went back to São Paulo and then 1 year and a half in Rio de Janeiro for work and back to São Paulo again.
Okay,
it was moving because of work, not really for a choice.
Okay, but in this case, you know, you show that you have a consolidated career. You moved your life because you were expecting new challenge, the company that hired you. So there is no problem. Okay, you were moving related to a professional motivation. Okay, so it's easy to understand. Okay, Paulo, don't feel uncomfortable with that. So guys, thank you so much for your attention. It was a pleasure to me. and Larissa. If you have any questions, send me a message. Don't be shy to send a message on Slack, okay? I'm trying to develop my weakness, so I'm going to try to communicate as much as possible. And on Monday, we have a workshop for Java, Tuesday for React and mobile developer, Wednesday for DevOps, okay? And Thursday, culture, Canadian culture, and Friday, next Friday, Ilya is going to talk to you guys. So thank you so much. Bye-bye. It was a pleasure. Bye-bye.
One more thing.
Yes.
Very quick. Just happy Women's Day for you guys.
Oh,
In the half of
yes,
everybody
guys.
Yeah,
Forgot
wish you the best.
Congratulations.
We almost forgot, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Yeah.